Welcome back to Making Sense of Money, presented to you by P1FCU. Today we're in Walla Walla, and we're here to talk with Greg about the Walla Walla County Fair and Frontier Days. Hi, Greg.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Super excited.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. So to get started, before we dive in, I just kind of wanted to give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role at the Walla Walla County Fair and Frontier Days.
So, as you said, my name is Greg Tompkins. I'm a local business owner. We have a family-owned business since 1966, and so we have that. My two sons are running that at this time, which allowed me to be able to take this interim position as the fair manager.
Oh, cool.
But I also served as a Walla Walla County commissioner for 4 terms, so 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And actually 2 different segments. I did 12 years retired. A gentleman won, and then unfortunately, when he went in to do his second term, he passed away. And so I was appointed to fill that term and then ran for re-election to fill out that. So total of 16 years. So I've been involved in the fair, with budget and hiring of managers and those types of things, appointment of fair board members. And so since at least 25 years, I've been involved in some way or the other.
Yeah.
And then today, 3 of my grandkids raise hogs and show and sell. So we're quite entrenched now.
Yeah, just been involved with it for a long time, and now I get to. That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited to be here today. I am a huge fair lover. Growing up, my favorite childhood memories are going to the fair, and even today, I look forward to it, taking my children and everything. And we came here actually a couple of years ago and visited our branch, and our team was talking about how amazing the fair is, and I've just had it on my bucket list since then because I haven't made it. So for anyone else out there who hasn't made it to the Walla Walla County Fair and Frontier Days, what would you say to them to let them know how special of an event this is?
Well, I think for me, the real special event, and as I mentioned earlier, my grandkids are raising hogs now, and they're involved in 4-H and the Grange. FFA is always also out here. And the amount of work and responsibility they learn through that process, and then it culminates on Sunday with the Walla Walla Cattlemen's Association holding the sell. And so the kids get to sell their animals, and then they in turn get to learn a little bit about money and finances. I know my son personally, he explains to the children, his kids, that there's this much is what it costs to feed them. And so out of this, you'll have to pay for that feed. So it teaches them a little bit about budgeting and responsibility, and that just because you get a check, it's not all spendable.
Right. Yeah. There are things you got to pay for to be able to keep going and keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I'm sure with everything, putting on such a big event like this, there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes, planning for quite some time probably. What would you say there's something like that a lot of people don't know about that goes into actually putting on this event?
Well, I don't think they realize how much that front office does with contracts and, making sure they're out in sponsorships and raising money to put on the fair, because this fairgrounds isn't subsidized very much by the county. They pay for the fair manager's salary, and we get $75,000 for maintenance, and that's strictly the budget we get from taxpayer dollars. The rest of it's raised and through proceeds and sponsorships.
Yeah. Are you doing that all? How long before that are you putting on different fundraisers and things to?
Well, they periodically, so we rent this. This is an event center too. So we'll have weddings. Like a weekend ago, we had 4 events out here. We had a circus, we had a graduation party, a quinceanera, and a goat show.
Oh, cool.
All at the same time. So we do rent out the facility throughout the year. That goes on, which helps fund
for sure
the culmination of the fair.
Yeah, that's awesome. So with the just the different things and planning and going on, is there a lot for volunteers that you have for them to be able to jump in? Because I know P1FCU, a huge part of our culture is volunteering and giving back community. Is there a certain way that someone can go about getting involved if they want to help out and volunteer during the fair?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're run by volunteers throughout the fair. I mean, they just need to contact the fair office if they haven't been involved. There's a one-page form they fill out, volunteer application. But we get people throughout the year. I mean, I've had people out here sanding bleachers and pulling weeds and doing all kinds of things that we need to get ready for the fair, which is a tremendous amount that I don't think people probably realize
goes into it. Yeah,
correct.
That's a lot, and couldn't do it without all of the people stepping up to help make it possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I was out just kind of exploring the website and everything, and I saw on there that it said on an average you welcome over 90,000 people to the event during the county fair and Frontier Days.
Correct.
That's a huge, I mean, that's a lot of people. What would you say that impact has on like local businesses and your community?
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, I checked just yesterday. We book 148 room nights in hotels.
Oh, wow.
You look at the Walla Walla Cattlemen's Association sell, it brings in approximately $850,000, which in turn, a majority of that goes back to those kids for raising those animals. So, and then of course we have local food vendors here. That this is a big weekend for them, right. And then other people that go out to breakfast and things who are staying in hotels. Yeah. So it's a large impact for our community over the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and that's so nice to just be able to look forward to that as like a local vendor and know that's coming. And do you have a set list of vendors? Like, do you keep it the same every time, or do you have different vendors who like apply to get a spot? How does that?
Yeah, so a lot of times we'll have repeat vendors. They just love our fair and they come back every year and they get first crack at a spot,
yeah.
Right? And then the other thing I've learned in this short time is that we only try and allow one vendor of one specific
that makes sense.
Food
yeah.
or beverage, so that way they can at least make some money when they're here.
Yeah.
Because rather than that, you just dilute it out and nobody's happy.
Right.
And so Jerry Ramsey, who's our operations manager right now, does a tremendous job in lining that all out and getting people involved.
I'm sure that's a large responsibility because I'm sure you have just people lined up trying to get a spot and be involved with such a great opportunity.
There is. I mean, I've had people text me and say, how do I,
yeah.
I know you, how do I get in? And I say, wait, you got to get all to Jerry.
Yeah, and go through the process.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I try not to, step aside of that stuff because that's when things go awry.
Yeah, got to keep your cell phone number out of
Right. Well, everybody's got it, but I mean, but here's the process, and if it fits, she'll let you know.
Right. Yeah. Do you think that so you have, like some vendors who probably come back like every year. And then are there certain events that happen every time, or do you switch those out? Or do you think that there is something that specifically keeps coming back year after year, like keeping those people coming back year after year? Or
well, I think one, they love the fair atmosphere. I mean, and the other thing is we try to bring shows and things that will bring more people in.
Yeah.
We start with the concert on Wednesday night. Then Thursday night's the demo derby. Those stands up there will be packed.
I bet people love that.
Yeah. And then we have the rodeo the final 3 nights. Plus, I think a lot of people come to see the kids and the smile on their faces and the tears that they shed when they're losing their pet animal that they raised. So it's pretty impactful, once people get here. If we can get them in the gate, I think everybody has fun. And we're looking at new ideas and we've got different shows this year on the Midway than we've had in the past. So, trying to change it up so people don't say, well, every year I go, I see the same thing.
Right. And you're going to have the people that love that. And then there's the people, you've got to be able to appeal to them as well with something a little bit different.
Exactly.
But I'm with you with the atmosphere. I just thinking about my childhood, that's all. It's like making those memories, being with your loved ones, your friends, having fun, and then seeing that through your kids' eyes later is the coolest experience.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, for showing the animals, just watching their hard work pay off, and that everything just coming together is such a cool feeling, I bet, to be a part of and see.
Well, and especially when you get to be a grandma and a grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, it really shrugs at your heartstrings.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So it's pretty special.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that is something where you're building those traditions too. And so it's just kind of built in families, traditions, coming and doing all of the whole experience.
Right.
Is super cool. So if you're a family thinking about coming to the fair, like a lot of the costs can add up, like between parking, like getting in, and if you're spending the whole day, do you have any like tips or advice on how you can just get the most out of your experience while you're here?
Well, yeah. I mean, the first day of the fair is free until 3.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to come and you're not sure, you want to pay the $12 to get in, you can come in before 3. It's free, and you can stay all day. If you need to leave, you can get a stamp and still come back in.
Right. Yeah.
But so there's opportunities for that. And then, for the senior citizens, I was asking today, as a matter of fact, do we have a senior citizen day? And they said, not particularly, but if they want to come, they can come on that day, and it's free. And we have shuttle carts that can get them to and from places. So
cool.
I would encourage, our seniors that don't think that they have the ability to come out, and we can help shuttle them from parking and around the grounds.
Yeah. Parking can be stressful. Getting a spot and everything.
It is, but we're blessed. We have a lot of service organizations like the Walla Walla Blue Boosters. They have 2 lots that they man, and so we've got ample parking.
Yeah. Makes it easier.
Right.
More seamless.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I know you kind of spoke on new vendors and ideas that you were kind of looking for in the future. Is there anything else that you wanted to share on, like that you have maybe ideas for the upcoming years?
Well, I think some of it is, I think we're trying to put in just some audience participation games. I was talking to the county commissioners the other day, giving my report. I said, I'm not sure we're going to be throwing rubber chickens this year, but I've been looking at different ideas. The relay races with your mom, your parents, or just something that doesn't cost anything to do, but yet we can get them involved and do it. So we've got 2 or 3, maybe 4 ideas that we're running to see what we can do on the Midway lawn.
Yeah.
So just things like that, rather than just you have to pay.
Yeah.
You have to pay. It's how can I get them involved? And
that's super cool. I like that. That's fun. So just always spinning the wheel is trying to think of like the things that will bring more value and
exactly, because you do have to give them a value. I mean, undoubtedly it's not cheap to come to the fair, but
going to make the most out of it and have the best experience. Yeah. And then you were saying, how many years are you celebrating again?
For the fair, this will be 160 years.
That is a long time.
Yeah, it's the oldest fair in the state of Washington.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're doing something that is really speaking to everyone and keeping all of those people coming through the doors and just making those memories and having the experience.
Right. And it started out, the first fair they had was agricultural and mechanical, and, which the farmers just got together and brought their produce, to showcase what they grew and then how they raised them, so they'd have, their machines they used back then, which weren't very many motorized things. Right. But, so it's just kind of grown from there. And Walla Walla is a very rich agricultural community. And, I've been thinking about that. And, we need to stress that. And we need to, while the agriculture's changed, from onions and wheat a little bit to evolved into the wine industry, we need to just bring everybody together and remember that this is the culmination of harvest. And, we're all here for each other and to come and have a party.
Yeah, a big celebration, have some fun. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have one more question that we ask everyone, but I did just want to give you an opportunity. Is there something that I didn't ask or that you can think of that you want to share or throw out for everyone to know?
Well, I will tell you that I spent my very first wedding anniversary at this fairgrounds because it was a 3-day weekend. And I'll be married 42 years September 1st. So, that's awesome. I guess the other thing is I sure miss the horse racing, right? Horse racing used to be big around here, and unfortunately due to insurance and costs, that's the biggest thing I hear is, hey, can you bring back the horse racing? Because that was a big economic driver for the community as well.
Yeah.
For 3 or 4 days during Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
But,
oh, cool. I'm sure, though, when things get super expensive like that, you've got to find different ways to keep going. And
right. Yeah, we lost that revenue. So, we have to find other ways to bring it in.
Yeah. Okay, well, the last question I have, it's one that we ask every guest. And what is something that you wish you would have known about money earlier in life?
To pay yourself first. And by that I try and teach my kids this, and now my grandkids is, we can spend our whole paycheck, and then when we retire, have nothing. Whereas if you just took 10% of that paycheck before you even looked at it and put it away and invested it, life would be grandiose at the end of when you're ready to retire. And I think that's the big thing, is just to pay yourself first.
You got to invest in yourself and know what you want for your future self. And
exactly.
take care of yourself.
And if people did that and learned that, this whole retirement thing wouldn't be such a stressful situation when you get to that age.
Well, and I think too, that's why this, when we're talking about the fair and all of the young kids and the younger generations, it's such a great opportunity to teach those things. And like you were saying earlier, all of this money that comes back to you, you don't get to just keep it. You've got to be able to know where you need to put it, and like you said, invest in yourself. So hopefully that's something that you can keep teaching the younger generations through this too.
Yep, so. I try, but I mean, I know how hard it is, right?
Right,
when you got bills, but
for sure,
if you do it,
and even a little bit, even if start out a little and then grow more as time goes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. I had such a great time talking with you and learning everything about Walla Walla County Fair and Frontier Days. So if you're in Walla Walla in the area or able to travel, we would love to see you at the fair. And thanks everyone for watching today. And be sure to go out and subscribe to our newsletter at p1fcu.org. And we will see you next time.